mindfulness and how sometimes we can't see what's right in front of our eyes and appreciate it when it's just absolutely there.
That's right. And the multiple uses that something can also have.
Exactly.
Because we did write quite a funny little story about a banana.
And that's what we're going to be talking about in this week's episode of Get Real with the English Sisters. So we'll go straight into it because this one is, you can listen to it whilst driving.
Yes, I think so.
It's from our book Stress Free in 3 Minutes, and it's called The Banana.
Right, so I'm going to let you start with this one.
Mary looked at the banana. It was a handy and healthy snack.
She took it out of her bag in the office at 11 o'clock and peeled it with care, as she didn't care for bruises.
It smelt ripe and sweet.
She only noticed that because Fred had pointed out it to her a couple of days ago.
She took her first bite and savoured the sweet smell, something she didn't often do,
as she was used to eating rather quickly.
However, today was different because that sweet smell stuck in her mind.
And she realised that all was not as it seemed.
The banana...
It's hard to keep a straight face.
The banana felt sticky and it reminded her of sticky toffee and toffee apples.
And she didn't know why, but she did know that her mind had begun to wander to thinking about banana plants and plantations, all whilst in the office on her coffee break.
Fred startled her when he said, "Hey,"
as she finished her banana and was about to throw the skin away.
"May I keep that?" he said with glee.
Whatever for, she thought,
and gave him a look of curiosity and slight disgust.
"Oh, you don't know why," he said,
with a cheeky grin as he looked down and then went on to explain.
"My leather shoes are dusty and dirty. This banana skin will polish them up fine.
It's something I'd learnt from a fine woman once upon a time."
This little tale often makes us laugh. It's because it's got that kind of gleeful thing about it. And I don't know.
Well, it's a banana.
It's a banana.
It can remind us of other things.
Other things, yeah.
It has slight connotations to it.
And I suppose it was intended to have slight connotations. When it was written.
It was intended to... how we can take things for granted that we have right before us.
Yes, and we cannot appreciate them.
Yeah.
And often how, like, in this case, Mary was disgusted by the skin when Fred said, "Can I have that?"
Yes.
She was repulsed by it. She thought, what do you want my old banana skin for?
Yeah.
But he said, actually, this is going to be great for my leather shoes.
Yeah, to polish them.
To polish them up fine. Somebody taught me that, so he'd learned something from the past.
Mm.
And
she learned that Fred
she learned that Fred liked me.
She learned that Fred was around.
She did. She did learn that Fred was around, yeah. She noticed him. She was in her office in her normal like routine, so that's just every chugging along, and then all of a sudden, by being mindful about noticing the sweet smell of the banana, because she began to become fully mindful of what she was actually eating, because a lot of the time I think that's something that we all lack, isn't it? We don't realise.
I think we can take that for granted in relationships as well, or when we're dating. We cannot fully appreciate what we're going into as well. We can rush into things, or rush into dates, or rush into...
And once we're in them, not appreciate how lovely they actually are.
Yeah.
Like we can take for granted that person that's near us, just like you take for granted, you just scoff the banana down. You don't even realise the lovely, if you enjoy bananas, obviously, if you like any other kind of food you're eating. And you know, you begin to forget how lovely they actually are. Exactly. And you don't notice it.
You don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate it. So I think this little story was meant for kind of with that in mind, I think.
Sometimes I think it can be the opposite as well. You get yourself into situations that you might not really want to be in, because you're not mindful and you're not like fully conscious of what you're doing at the time. So you might rush into something where you'd rather just savor it and maybe not go there so quickly.
Right, yeah. So elaborate on that. For example,
For example, say if you're dating and you go on your first date and your partner says, "Do you want to come round?" and you go round, maybe you might not really. There might be a part of you that's thinking,
wasn't ready to go
I'm
round
not
yet.
ready to go
Okay,
round, but
yeah.
you feel constrained by the fact that you've been offered something without fully thinking that I can say no as well. I don't have to do things all the time just because someone else leads the way to it.
Yeah, so in reference to the sweet banana, if you take more time to savor what you're actually experiencing, to notice how you're feeling, you'll be able to acknowledge it and realize, oh, I am feeling this, or I'm not feeling that, I'm not ready yet. And listen to yourself as well. So a lot of the time, I think social etiquette was not right, for example, for Fred to say, "Can I have the skin?"
No.
But it did bring her out of her normal sort of that made her realize
she wanted to just put it in the bin. So this was very bold of Fred to say, "Hey, do you mind
he
if I
was
have the
cheeky.
skin?"
You know,
was
he
cheeky.
might have been a future, perhaps, flirt that she could have had with Fred. She didn't really notice Fred before.
She hadn't noticed him at all.
Okay, right.
And so there may be someone in your life that you haven't noticed as well. And you can take a mindful moment to actually notice these people in your lives that you might have not have noticed before.
Yeah, you might not.
And they're right there.
They're right
time.
there, yeah, they're right there. Very often it's like that, isn't it? They're just there and you just can't see them.
As people say that it's very difficult to date nowadays, and the dating game is so different with all the apps and everything. But sometimes you might have just someone just right there in front of you that you haven't noticed.
It might be just like that banana skin, that you can't really see it. You think it's nothing. You think it's something that's of no value to you, but it is. It's very precious. Or a very precious person could be right there.
Yeah, it's weird how life can offer us these opportunities that sometimes we can't see.
Well, yes, we can't see them. We can't notice them. It's so true.
And how something can have so many uses as well that we're not aware of.
Well, it certainly gets you into lateral
thinking. It gets you into
I
a
think.
different frame of mind.
And it also got Mary in this particular case to think about the banana plantations. She actually drifted away for a moment, which is what we do encourage a lot, is that you actually stop scrolling on your phone and go into some kind of a mindful moment of your own, which you can create. You can, like, she was eating a simple banana. You could be eating a sandwich. You could be just drinking something or anything. You don't even have to be eating or drinking in any particular. It's because that's like your break time, isn't it? A lot of the time.
But where does that come from? Your mind can kind of wander to where your tea comes from. What country does it originate from? Who picked the tea leaves? Were they picked mechanically, or did someone actually pick them with love? Allowing our minds to wander creates calmness and gratitude within us,
I think
appreciation of what we actually have that we often take for granted, because it's normal to take it for granted as well, because it's so available to us.
It's abundant.
Yeah,
it's abundant. Like, you think that people around you can also be abundant and you can take them for granted too. Like Fred was probably taken for granted, but yet he had this cheeky grin on his face.
Well, he obviously
as if to say,
her, didn't
you
he?
didn't even know about me, Not only do you not realise there's the banana skin.
You hadn't realised I was around.
You hadn't kind of realised, hey, I exist, hello, I am here and I like you. Yes, that's definitely... you wrote this particular story, so you are the author of it. So because we alternate the stories in the book.
But also because our mum used to clean her shoes with a banana skin.
Really? I didn't
Did you-
realise that.
you don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
That's the first thing I thought of when
No,
I
I
read the
didn't.
story.
I didn't remember that.
You didn't.
No. I can't remember she would actually
She
clean
would
them.
always use it. To
She would
clean-
use it.
She would use a banana skin to clean her shoes.
I can't even remember her doing that. I must have been like somewhere else or something.
Yeah, I think that's who the fine woman was. It was our mum.
Very sweet.
Mm.
Oh, right. That's who the fine woman was. I thought it was like a past lover or something of this Fred.
She had a lot of wisdom within
She did,
her.
yes. I think the more you live, the more wisdom you acquire.
Yeah, and
if
it's
you
also-
are like an intuitive person that is open to learn.
Yeah, because the banana skins have a lot of natural oils in them which clean leather very nicely.
Wonderful. No, I mean, I don't I don't. Do you do that nowadays with your
Sometimes
shoes?
if I have shoes that are dirty and that are leather, I do.
And you happen to be eating a banana at the
I will.
time.
If I see they're dirty, I would do it.
You would,
use
or
it
do
if
you
no
do
one
it?
was looking.
Ah, right.
Because it's
okay.
not the kind of thing you do in public.
No, but like at
along the
home.
street.
At home.
I can't say I do.
No.
I can't be. I have done it in the past.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I have done it.
We
in the
might
past.
do it
I mean, it's
now,
really
after
ecological.
realising-
Well, yeah, it's an
You know,
ecological way of reusing something.
Yeah. You clean your shoes
But,
and then you
it
put it in the
goes towards
compost.
compost here,
Yeah.
so it's still not being thrown away. But yeah, it's got like this extra use that you wouldn't have to buy a chemical shoe polish for.
Oh, definitely.
They've got lots of natural oils in them. And
Yeah.
they do clean them up, and then you just buff them. They come out
Really?
beautifully. Yeah.
Oh wow. I've got my little leather boots there.
You're
little
always
black
eating
ones.
bananas, so you won't have a
Yeah,
problem
I
with that.
definitely not have a problem with it. No.
Exactly.
I mean, there's definitely multiple uses to it. I just throw the bananas in the compost.
Yeah.
But yes, there's much to be said. And it does make you reflect on things, doesn't it? I think if you can take a moment to get away.
I just think about to be mindful as well of how many things can that one man's rubbish is another man's treasure
Yeah, very, very.
as well.
Yes.
What we think because we don't want anymore, the people find absolutely amazing and really beautiful. So it makes you think, doesn't it?
Yes.
How to reuse things.
I think
and-
there is more of a culture of that nowadays,
Definitely.
yeah, because with the vintage and all the, you sell your used things, you can, or give them away, which is really nice as well.
Pre-loved
Yeah.
clothes as well, and pre-loved things. I mean, that's a nice way of calling it, pre-loved.
I didn't even know about that
they're
term.
called pre-loved clothes.
How wonderful.
Yeah, because it's someone else loved it, and then you love it now, and you can buy it. And
I
Have
have
second
never
use.
noticed the use of that
I've never
word,
heard of it,
pre-loved.
no.
I mean, that's a nice way to think about yourself as well as you enter a new relationship. If you've left, if you just
Well, like
recently
not
divorced and that you think, well, okay, I have been pre-loved and now I am open again for a new relationship, have a new kind of relationship in my life.
Well, that is a new way of thinking about it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because
my heart has already experienced love, so
Yeah.
I have already pre-loved.
you've had the experience.
I've had the experience.
But instead of thinking of it
I'm
like it was a
heartbroken.
waste of
Yes,
your time,
yeah. No,
you
yeah.
gained a lot of love from it.
You gained love if you were lucky to experience love. Obviously, we're talking about relationships where you actually felt love and you gave love, but then for whatever reason it finished, as it often does, and it can happen. But then to think of your heart as, like it's been pre-loved, so it may not be as new as a heart that has never loved, but yet it has experience. It's like a piece of clothing that has already been used. It has some wonderful story to tell. It's been pre-loved, so maybe a little bit more gentle with it, because it could be a bit vintage.
It could be a bit fragile.
It could be a bit fragile, yes, but at the same time,
So valuable.
Very valuable because it has a history to it. It has a history.
It does.
So, I mean, I always remember going through Mum's closet. She didn't have that much, even though she was a dressmaker. By the time
she got rid of all of it.
She got rid of loads of stuff, but she did have one of those few little dresses that, that she was tiny. So I'm tall, so they would never fit me.
Fits me.
It fits you, yeah. You're more in. I mean, you're not even tiny.
She was tiny, but it's more like a mini skirt, mini dress.
Mini dress on you, but like that.
But they were a bit longer, so even now it still feels quite long.
Does it? Do you still have some of her dresses?
I have one of her petticoats.
Sweet.
That I could still wear, and then I have one of
her handmade silk ones.
I've got her engagement dress. One she got engaged to Dad with.
What colour is it? The red one. Oh, I thought that was like
she made it.
I didn't realise that was actually her. You got so many more stories out of Mum than I did.
You were like off, weren't you?
Off where?
First of all, I used to sew with her.
Yes, that was
so she'd tell me
bonded.
most of the stories. And then I was probably more interested in clothes and fashion.
Yes, yeah.
So I would ask her where her dresses were, and I want to see them.
I thought that was like her
boisterous.
I thought that was like her cocktail dress or something.
She said it was her engagement dress.
Wow.
Oh, because I always wanted to see her wedding dress, and she always told me the story how she'd given it to Tia Mari, to her sister, our Auntie Maria. And Tia Mari had basically butchered it. Mum didn't like the fact that she cut it down. She made it into a mini dress.
She changed it. Oh, yeah, she changed it.
To get married.
Oh, right. Yeah, I do remember that bit about her wedding dress. Yeah. I didn't actually know that red dress was her engagement dress.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we wandered down this road.
I was so interested in her stories as I was.
No, perhaps not, because I was a bit younger, wasn't I?
You were like more, you wanted to be running around and doing more stuff like that.
Yeah, reading The Faraway Tree and things like that.
No, because I used to like reading The Faraway Tree. But
do you know a film is coming out now?
I hope it lives up to my childhood expectations.
It probably won't, but because it's going to be different. But I think it's. I saw a clips of it and I thought, wow. It's going to be coming out with a little fairy, Nicola, the one who does Bridgerton.
Yeah.
She's going to be in it, so it's good. She's
adorable. Will be good, I think
it's going to be adorable. I used to love that book.
Anyway, I think we wandered down this path because we were talking about the fine woman was Mum.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yes. Going back to it. You're right. We give the podcast some meaning, and the meaning is definitely there, and it's about pre-loved objects and how you may not be able to appreciate what you have around you. You may not be able to see it, not appreciate it, because once again your mind needs to have that time to wander. I think we need to allow ourselves tiny little breaks, as we said in the podcast before.
Well, I think now, like, they even cut the silences in podcasts a lot of the time. I think our world has become so frenetic that we are so impatient to even have a moment of silence. And it's really nice. Like the other day I was listening to a podcast where they didn't cut the silence, and I almost thought, what's happened?
Really?
Yeah. But then I realised that it was just a moment to ponder on what was being said.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm going to give you a moment of silence now. It just came like, now I'm just going to not have a moment of silence.
It just seemed... it did seem apt, didn't it?
It did. Oh, I don't know. This is a rather cheeky story, but it's definitely a story that can be...
It has a lot of wisdom, I think.
It was designed to be a therapeutic story. So even though it's a joyful and a funny and a cheeky one, there is therapy behind it, isn't there? And,
there's therapy, and it's to allow you to be stress-free and free of your anxiety as well. If you
being
if
able
you
to
take these
open up.
mindful moments and open up, you'll notice that your world expands and that you have so much more creativity and you're so much more inspired and you're so much more willing to give that person next to you the time of day to actually listen to them, to see what they're saying.
Yes, I really like what you said. Your world expands because we all have our little worlds, and having your world expand is an incredible thing because you make new connections, new people. Your world expands. I mean, how lovely is that?
You don't just limit yourself. I think so many of us, like, instead of allowing our world to expand, we
Close
close
it in.
ourselves off and we make it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and more stressful, more and more anxiety prone. Whereas if we do the opposite and we take a moment to savor the things around us and look at find different uses for things, that you can get into that really creative space where you can allow your mind to wander and experience new things and say yes to new things as well, and say, hey, yeah, we can use that banana skin for other things.
Wonderful. Yeah.
They're really exciting.
Exactly. Yeah, there are so many exciting things if you allow your mind to expand, as you said, and to see and to feel and to look around you for a moment. You'll notice so many different things.
So, taking a deep breath in, and we are therapists and we are here to help you. And if you would like to book a session with us, we are available online. Just signing off. Lots of love and smiles from
the English Sisters.
Bye-bye. Come and see our video on YouTube too and subscribe. Love you lots. Bye.